Thanks for joining us this Wednesday afternoon. Well, House Republicans are pressuring the Biden administration and Dr. Anthony Fauci to provide documents, information, and testimony about the origin of the coronavirus. 6 officials, including Fauci, received the letter from Congressman Brad Wenstrup, who heads the House subcommittee on the coronavirus pandemic. But how exactly is the House subcommittee going to find accountability in these officials?
Here with more, member of the House subcommittee on coronavirus pandemic, Arizona Congresswoman Debbie Lesko. Congresswoman, what do you hope to find out, and how do you think this process will play out?
Well, we hope to find out everything and anything about COVID, and that includes the origins of COVID-19, but it also includes how the money, the COVID-19 money was spent, why there was so much fraud, what the effects of the lockdowns on our schools are, what the effects of vaccines are, adverse reactions to the vaccines, the process about approving the vaccines. Anything and everything to do with COVID, that's what our select subcommittee is going to investigate. And at the end of the 2 years, we're going to submit a report to Congress and to the world what our discoveries are. But on Monday, this past Monday, we sent out 5 letters. One of them was to Dr. Fauci, asking him to testify to our subcommittee and try to get more information from him. Another was to the president of EcoHealth Alliance, which of course got grant money from the U.S. government, which then had a sub-grant that was used with the Wuhan Institute of Virology. We also sent a letter to the Director of National Intelligence to get communications and emails from him, and to Secretary of HHS. We want to have 29 different HHS officials come in and be interviewed. And so we're trying to get to the bottom of this. I also serve on the Energy and Commerce Committee and the Subcommittee on Oversight. And last week, I had the opportunity to ask the acting NIH, National Institute of Health Director, about funding to EcoHealth and how that is related to the coronavirus. He claims that the United States spent no money in the sub-grant for anything related to the coronavirus, but we have conflicting information on that. So that's one of the areas that I think the American public needs to know about, and we plan to get to the bottom of it.
Congressman, I know you mentioned specifically wanting to learn more about the vaccine, but also, are you going to be looking into some COVID therapeutics? I know there were many proposed that seem to have gotten shot down simply because Big Pharma had a lock on the vaccine. Are you going to see if there was anything that should have been approved that wasn't?
Yes, we are, and not only in the subcommittee on coronavirus, but also in the main committee that I serve on, Energy and Commerce, which includes jurisdiction over all healthcare, which means CDC, FDA, NIH, HHS. We have jurisdiction over that. And so we really want to understand why certain therapeutics were forbidden. This is a huge issue that I think Republicans and Americans want to know about. Also, I had a constituent and others come into my office several times and tell me how they themselves or their family have had severe reactions to the vaccines and they were silenced.
Yeah.
So I think we need a better understanding of how many of the reports to VAERS, which is a reporting place for vaccine adverse reactions, were investigated by our officials, by the CDC, and how many were legit. And we need to find out. We cannot silence these folks.
Yeah. Congresswoman Lesko, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.